next, we will move to components of MM, that is material management. So are you getting this slide? All of you are getting the presentation?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So in the last class, we had a discussion about the modules of SAP. So what are the basic thing you should know? Okay, fine. So next we'll see what are the components we have in material management. So these are the major components where we are going to work in SAP. Okay, in SAP MM as a SAP MM consultant. Okay, so first we are going to have material master. I will tell you what are all these components. So next we have purchasing. Next we have inventory. So next we have pricing procedure. Okay. So these are the four major components we have in MM and where we are going to work under SAP as a SAP MM consultant. Okay. So all these processes, see, these are the components and also called as it is a processes. So these are the processes are executed by certain transaction to complete the business process requirement. So these are all the process we are going to execute. We are going to operate using certain transactions. So transactions means we are going to use some transaction codes in SAP. Okay, that I will tell you one by one. You will come to know what the exact things. Okay, so to complete the business process requirement, we are going to use these components. Okay, components and also called as processes. Okay, so next. So next we'll see what is master data. So master data is nothing but it is a core data that is used as a base for any transaction. Okay. So I will tell you one example. Suppose you have an organization. Okay, you are producing some product and you are selling. Okay. So to produce the product or to manufacture any product, you should have to procure the material, raw material, right? Okay. To procure the raw material, you need to make purchasing activities. To do purchasing activities, you should have some data. What are those data? Data, material data, we should know what material we need to purchase. Vendor, we should know from which vendor we need to purchase the material. So this material master, these are all the core data that can be used as a base for any transaction. Transaction means that is purchasing activity. Okay, to purchase anything we should have some base data. That data we will call it as a master data. Okay, so we'll see what are the master data we have. So master data is nothing but a material master data. Suppose we have a material, if you want to purchase that, with respect to material we are going to procure the material. We are going to procure the material, we are going to do transaction. Okay, so you will come to slowly you will get to know all these things, what exactly material master data and all. So next we have vendor master data. So vendor master data is also a master data where we are going to use to procure the material. So next we have customer data. Customer data we should have to sell the product. Okay. Next we have warehouse management master data. That means what are all the material, how much material, and what type of material we have in the warehouse. So all those things are master data here. Okay, fine. So next we'll see what is purchasing. So I hope all of you know purchasing is nothing but it involves the procurement to pay process. Okay, procurement to pay means procuring the material to payment to the vendor, procuring the material from the vendor and paying amount to the vendors. So that is called purchasing activity here, in which the organization will procure the material from the vendor and make the payment. That is called purchasing. So in SAP MM, we are going to use this activity that is called purchasing activity. That is P2P cycle. How we are going to do this purchasing activity based on the master data. Okay, fine. So if you find any doubts, you can ask in between also. So next, we'll see what is the what will be the process in this purchasing activity? Okay, so first consider any industry, you there is a requirement of material, that is material requirement planning. Okay, suppose consider if you want to procure the material, that is called a require the organization requirement or company requirement is to procure the material. To procure the material, initially, suppose consider we'll take an example of any uh, company. Okay, so in a company, in production department, see, try to understand this concept. This concept is very important in SAP MM. Okay, if you understand these concepts, you can easily understand the practical things also. So what happens in a material to produce any, to manufacture any product, the if the production department is having a requirement of any material, what the production department will do, the production department will generate PR, that is purchase requisition. Okay,
Yes.
purchase requisition. Okay, so the purchase requisition will send to, see, purchase requisition. See, in interview, they will ask you what is purchase requisition. Purchase requisition is nothing but it is a internal document created by the production department to purchasing department. So the PR will send to purchasing department saying that we have so and we have requirement for so and so material to manufacture the particular product. Okay, so once PR will generate, what happens next? So once the purchasing document receives PR, so what will happen? The purchasing department will send RFQ to the vendors. See, as I told you, we have master data, right? So material, no need to create again material here. So here, what happens in, so once the purchasing PR receives, what the purchasing department will do, will send the request for quotation to the vendor. So to procure the particular material, what the purchasing department will do, will send request for quotation to multiple vendors. Suppose if we have multiple vendors to procure particular material. So what the purchasing department will do, will send they will send the request for quotation to all the vendors. Okay, they will raise the quotations. Why they will send a request for quotation? So whoever gives in best price with best quality, they will shortlist that particular vendor to procure the material. For that reason, the purchasing department will send RFQ to the vendors. So once RFQ sent to the vendor, so all the vendors will send quotation to the purchasing department. Okay. Once we get the quotations, so the purchasing department will finalize the particular quotation to procure the material based on the price and the quality. Okay. So once the quotation has been received, so what, based on the hierarchy, whatever the PR has been generated, so they will release based on the hierarchy. Okay. So this you will understand what exactly the release purchase requisition. So once the purchase requisition releases, what happens? We'll generate purchase order. See, purchasing department. See, these are all the purchasing activity. Okay. So PO will be generated by purchasing department. See, PO is a external document. PR is a internal document. RFQ is a external document. Why? See, PR will be within the company. RFQ is
It will be among vendors.
outside the company. Okay, and PO will be raised. Once the PO will be raised to procure the particular material based on the quotation, what happens? We purchasing department, based on the hierarchy. Okay, based on the hierarchy, the PO will release. So once PO will release, purchase order will release, what happens? The purchasing department will issue the goods. They will generate goods receipt, saying that, confirming that so and so material we have quoted, we have ordered, that has been received. Okay, suppose consider I have ordered steel rods. Okay, of 100 tons. Okay. So what happens in the purchasing department? They will check and they will give goods receipt saying that we have received so and so material of so and so quantity. Okay. So once sorry, once goods receipt has been generated, invoice will be generated by the purchasing department. See here in SAP MM, all these activities will be done by SAP MM consultant itself. Okay. So what I am telling you, this purchasing department, that is SAP MM consultant itself. Okay. All these things will be generated by us only. Okay. So once they confirm that so and so material has been released, they'll raise the invoice. So so and so for so and so material for so and so quantity, this much of price has been this much of price invoice has been generated and you can make the payment. So this invoice receipt will send to FICO department, okay, finance department, and the finance department will take care the financial activity or payment activity with the vendor. Okay, so this is the entire P2P cycle where we are going to work. So this is very important. Okay, so this process I will ask you once I start P2P cycle. Okay, so you just keep all these things in your mind. Okay, if you want to check, you can see the video also again. Fine. So I will move to next slide. So next we have, so one more element we have, that is inventory management. What is inventory management? What does it mean? What is inventory?
Inventory
Inventory is
means
nothing but, yes.
course.
Yeah, inventory means it is a stock or goods. Okay, so it is, see, inventory management is nothing but it is used to manage the inventory of the goods. That means so and so material, so and so quantity we have in the storage location of an organization. Inventory is nothing but stock. See, the process of inventory management are, so we have several process. We are going to use the moment types. Next, we are going to use make a reservation. Next, we have goods issue. Next, we have goods receipt. So all these things, you just understand what inventory management is. Later, we will see in detail about all these things. Okay, these processes, moment type, reservation, goods issue. So till now, no need of these things. Okay. Next we have last pricing procedure. So pricing procedure is nothing but it is the way to determine the prices. Suppose if you have determined, if you have mentioned particular material price, so you need to have some calculation types. You need to add discounts, you need to add some taxes, you need to add some charges, different charges will be there that you are going to add in the particular material. Okay, with a particular vendor. Got it. See, this you will understand in the coming sessions. Okay. Just as of now, you just try to understand what inventory management is and what pricing procedure is. Fine. So next, we have very important concept, that is SAP MM enterprise structure. SAP MM enterprise structure, or it is also called as organization structure. So today I'm going to explain you this enterprise structure in detail. Okay. So tomorrow I'm going to show you in SAP how you have to create enterprise structure. Okay, this is very important. Initial thing should be done this. Okay, initially you have to do this enterprise structure. So let me explain all these things, what exactly enterprise structure is. Okay, so this is particularly for SAP MM, not SAP enterprise structure. So we have different enterprise structures are there. So suppose, so we have company. So in SAP MM software, you have to create this enterprise structure. Tomorrow I will show you how to do that. This is very important. So first you need to create company. So you should know what company is. So 1 minute. Okay. So here we have company and company code. You have to understand this. This is simple, nothing is there. Suppose consider you have, so we have Reliance Industry, right? Reliance Industry Limited. So this is the company. It is a group, Reliance Industry Limited group, right? Under this, we have several companies like Geo is there, like Reliance Petroleum is there, Reliance Retail is there, okay. Then Reliance FMCG is there, okay. So this is the group of company. Then under this company, we need to create company code. See, for this particular Geo, we have some company code. For Reliance Petroleum, we have one company code. For Reliance Retail, we have one company code. And for Reliance FMCG, we have company code. So in SAP, you have to create the company as well as company code. You can maintain n number of company codes to this company. Okay, got it? Fine. See here. So under this company code, see here I am going to take a few things. Okay. So under this company code, we have plant one. Okay. So consider we have a plant one. So under this plant one, we should have, see, we have plant one and plant two. Under these plants, we have storage location. So whatever the product is going to manufacture, we are going to store the particular material in the storage location based on the material type as well as based on the goods. Okay. So next, for plant 2 also we have storage location. See, it is not like that we should have only 2 plants. We can have multiple number of plants for one company code. Okay. For one company code, we can have multiple plants. For one plant, we can have multiple storage location. All of you got it now? What is plant? Where we are going to produce the material, where we are going to manufacture the product. So not only manufacturing, the purchasing activity, procuring activity, everything will be done in the plant, not in the company. Okay. So each plant is having multiple storage locations. Next, we have very important, that is purchase organization. What is purchase organization here? So purchase organization is related to plant. Okay. So it will be always connected with the plant. So what the purchasing organization will do, as I told you, the in plant all the process is going to happen, right? Like procuring the material, producing the material, selling the material, everything. Okay. The what is purchase organization here? Any idea? Purchase organization. See, purchase organization, it is a part of a company. It is a part, plant is also a part of a company. Purchase organization is a part of the company where the purchasing activity will occur. Okay. So where we are going to do all the activities related to purchasing activity. And that purchasing activity will be always connected with the plant, not with the storage locations. So storage location is only used to store the materials. Okay, fine. Okay, so it should not be like that. The only specific purchasing organization should be there for each plant. We can have multiple purchasing organizations also for particular plant. Saying that we have purchasing organizations for plant 2 also. Okay. So plant, storage locations, purchasing organizations, all are related to company. Okay. So whatever the activity will be done, everything will be updated to company code. Okay. Next. So these departments will be related to company code. We have one more group, that purchase group. So what do you mean by purchase group here? See, purchase group is not an organization. See, this is also an organization. This is also an organization. This is also an organization. But purchasing group is not an organization. Okay. See, purchase group is a person. Purchase group is a group of person where the procurement activity and procurement updates will be maintained. Okay. Suppose, see, for purchasing organization one, we have group one, group two, group three. Whatever the sales activity, whatever the procuring activity will be done, that has been updated to purchasing organization one. See, these groups may be external or internal. That can be maintained within the company or outside the company also. The purchasing group is nothing, a group of people like agents we have. See, to procure the particular material, suppose to procure steel, we have allotted for purchasing group one. To procure raw material, we have allotted for purchasing group two. To procure semi-finished good, we have allotted for group three. All the activities will be done by purchasing group. These purchasing groups will update the reports to the purchasing organization. Okay, so this is very important. Without this, you can't able to move ahead in SAP. So any doubts in this? So next, so in interview they will ask you, have what are all the enterprise structure you have maintained? What are the elements of? See, you just note down this. In interview, definitely they will ask you what are the elements of SAP MM, and also what are the enterprise structure we maintain in SAP MM. You have to say plant, storage location, purchase organization, purchasing group. Okay, so these are the elements. See, this will be maintained by FICO people, not MM. So this will be MM. Don't say company and company code as a element. You have to say plant, storage location, purchase organization, purchase group. So this is the interview question. So recently, two placement we have done. So in that also, same question has been arised at the time of interview. They asked what are the elements of SAP MM. Okay, so we will move to next slide. So next we'll see types of purchase organization. This is also an interview question. Okay, so what are the types of purchase organizations we have? So all of you got it now. What is purchase organization? All of you got it. What is purchase organization?
Yes, sir.
To listen this one word, yes, I need to wait till now. Okay.
Yes,
let
sir.
it be.
Yes, sir.
Oh, great. Okay, fine. So next, we'll see what are the types of purchase organizations we have. So first, we have normal purchase organization. Okay. So consider, see, in normal purchase organization, we have two types of purchase organization. See, so here we have normal purchase organization. One centralized purchase organization. Name itself indicates, suppose we have company code. We have three plants in the company code. So in the previous slide, I have shown you for one plant, we have two purchase organization. For plant two, we have two purchase organization. So centralized purchase organization is nothing but we have one purchase organization which is related to all plants what we have. Central has purchasing activity has been maintained. That is called centralized purchase organization. Okay. So next we'll see decentralized. Sorry. See here. Sorry. So this centralized purchase organization. So next we'll see Apart from this, see, here I have shown you for one company code, we have multiple plants. For multiple plants, we can have one purchase organization. And also, we can have multiple plants for multiple company codes also. That is also a say if you are maintaining one purchase organization, see, company code 1, company code 2, but we have multiple plants. Okay. For all these plans, we can maintain purchase organization. That purchase organization, we are going to call it as a centralized purchase organization. Okay, fine. So in interview, they may ask you what is centralized purchase organization. So you have to say that we can maintain one purchase organization for the multiple plants, and all the activities of plants will be connected with only one purchase organization. Okay. So next we'll see decentralized. See, decentralized purchase organization means for each purchase organization, specific plant will be there. Okay, for specific plant, specific purchase organization. Whatever the purchasing activities will be done in the plant, the purchase organization one will be responsible for that. Okay, that is specific plant, specific purchase organization. Got it? Next. Fine. Next. Next, we have second, a reference purchase organization. In interview, so reference purchase organization is nothing but in reference purchase organization, we have one company code, one plant, three plants. For each plant, specific purchase organizations are there. For all the purchase organizations, we have one purchase organization that is called a reference purchase organization. Okay. In normal purchase organization, we have multiple plants, one purchase organization. Okay. For decentralized, we have specific. But here, for specific plant, we have specific purchase organization. For all the purchase organization, we have one reference purchase organization. I will tell you why we need this reference purchase organization. The reason is whatever the activity, whatever the agreement has to be done with the purchase organization, that will be done with this reference purchase organization. Why? So suppose consider we have X company. Okay. Suppose they want to make an agreement with the company code. Okay. With the company. So what they will do instead of approaching this X company to all the departments, all the purchasing organization department, what they will do if the company has maintained the reference purchase organization, they will contact them and they will make an agreement. Okay, whatever the coordination with these people, so they will maintain. Okay, so they will see the reference purchase organization will communicate with all these things. They will frequently they will update the things. What are all the global agreements we have maintained here? Everything will be updated centrally. Okay, fine. So why we need? So suppose if you want to, if any vendor has to negotiate something, so it will be hectic to the vendor and it will be time consuming, effortless. Okay. So what happens? So vendor has to communicate with each purchasing organization to negotiate the thing. Whatever the negotiations has to be done, they will do. He will do with him, and he will finalize. And what happens? It saves time and efforts in maintaining the data. So whatever the data has been maintained, that will be maintained centrally. Okay. So that is the reason why the reference purchase organization will be used. All of you got it? Fine. So next,
Yes, sir.
we'll move to one more purchase organization, that is standard purchase organization. Okay. So here in standard purchase organization, see we have see it is similar to a reference only. Here we have one plant. If in one plant we have multiple purchase organization. Okay. For all the purchase organization, we have standard purchase organization. That's it. Okay. In previous, what we have seen in reference, for each plant specific purchase organization. So try to understand the difference between this reference and standard. Specific plan, specific purchase organization. But for all purchase organization, one reference purchase organization. Okay. For this standard, for one plant, we have multiple purchase organization. For multiple, we have one standard purchase organization. Okay. Got it now? What is the difference? See, this is very important here. So this type of purchase organization we are going to maintain in special procurement. Suppose if you have any special procurement from the company, so if you are doing that, so these purchase organization they will be maintaining. Okay, and for special stocks. So suppose if they are procuring any special stocks, they will follow this type of purchase organization. All of you got in interview, they'll ask you for special procurement, for procuring the special stock, which purchase organization you are going to maintain. You have to say standard purchase organization. Okay, fine. Next, we'll see purchase group. So at last, we have purchase group. So already I told you, purchase group is a person or a group of person which has been allotted to procure and maintain the reports of specific activity. Whatever the activities has been done, has to be done or has been done, okay, to procure the particular material that has been maintained by the purchase group. I told you, purchase group, see in interview, they'll ask you whether you are going to maintain the purchase group in the company code, you have to say no. Okay, because purchase group is outside the company. Next, we have purchase group. See, purchase group will update the report to purchase organization. Already I told you. Okay, fine. So next we'll move to one last slide. We have. So this is very important. You should know. Sir, after the completion of SAP, once we get a job, what will be our roles and how it will be?
Yes, sir.
So first we should know what are the types of users we have in SAP. Okay. So first we have end user.
Hmm.
So end user is nothing but, so what, say consider Facebook, right?
Yes, sir.
You have Facebook. You are using, what are all the things you are going to use in the Facebook? Okay, you are going to create your profile. You are going to post the photos, videos, whatever the things are there, you are going to post it, right? Whether it may be video, photo, text. Okay, and you can see others post also. See, for Facebook, you are the end users. Whatever the backend process is there, na, how the post is going to occur. Okay, so once you post it, okay, what happens? So once you click like button, it is going to pop up the like button. So once you
Yes, sir.
click like, once you click comment button, you are going to get the text box. There you are going to type. So this is end user. You are the end user for Facebook, but the backend process will be done by technical person, right?
Yes, sir.
Trying to, so try to understand this. Okay. So end users are nothing but the, suppose in SAP will be used only for the purchasing activity and to maintain the data. So we have Tata Motors. Who are the end users? Who are purchasing department is the end user. They are going to do only buying, procuring the material. Okay. So next, SAP consultant. So whatever the backend process is there, na, that will be done by SAP consultant. Okay. So whatever the Facebook updates you will get, na, that update will be done by consultants, Facebook consultant. Same way in SAP also we have SAP consultants. So what will be the job role of SAP consultant? So end user you got it, na. So suppose you have a DMart. In DMart, what they are going to do, they are going to update the data and they are going to generate PO, invoice, receipt, everything they are going to do. But to create particular material, to update particular material, and to create invoices, what are all the things we require to create invoice? Everything will be done by SAP consultant. Okay. So in SAP consultant, we have two major roles. One is support, one is implementation. Already I told you in the last slides, in the last class. So support means, suppose end user is using SAP software. If you, so while using the SAP software, if end user will get any problems, will get any errors, that will be solved by the SAP consultant. End user will not be having any knowledge to solve any kind of issues in SAP. So what end user will do? He will raise the ticket, he will raise the complaint to the SAP consultant, he will send the details, whatever the problem he is facing, and SAP consultant will rectify it. SAP consultant. I am telling you this support. Implementation means already I told you in the last class. So whatever the whenever the industry require implement the things, the SAP consultant will implement all the SAP. Got it, now? So we have two major users, but we have one more user, that is super user and power user. Super user means higher than end user and lower than SAP consultant. Okay, so he will be having superior than end user and lower than SAP consultant. Who is having knowledge more than end user, who is having knowledge less than end user? We will call it as a super users. So end user will be work in the company. In the company means, in the previous class I told you Tata Motors has implemented SAP software. So at last they are going to use SAP consultant. They are going to work in the consultant office, like we have Infosys. They are not going to work in this Tata Motors. Whatever the problem, whatever the issues will get, they are going to update to SAP consultant and he will rectify and he will send to end user. Okay, this is very important. One more thing I had to say in this. Okay, got it now? Next. So we have types of data we need to maintain in SAP MM. So that we will discuss in the next session. Okay, so let me see. Okay, so let me finish this slide. Okay, so all of you got it now, what type of users we have and what are the roles and responsibilities we have in SAP jobs. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So we have more growth in SAP as a SAP consultant. We have less growth in these things. Okay. So what happens? See, this will be taken care by company people. Already I told you. For them, SAP consultant is going to give training. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Next. So what type of data we need to maintain in SAP MM? First, master data. Already I told you, master data. So what type of data we have? Material master data, vendor master data, purchase info record and source list. What does it mean when material master data? Means you have different materials and we have different types of materials that we have to maintain in SAP MM. We have several vendors that we need to maintain. Purchase info records means we have to maintain the purchase information, previously purchased information of particular material from the particular vendor. Okay. Source list means the particular material can be sourced by particular vendor that we have to maintain. So all these things are master data. In interview, they'll ask you what are the master data you have maintained. You have to say material master data, vendor master data, PIR, that is purchase info record, and source list. Okay. Next. Next, we have transactional data. So once we maintain all this data, I told you in the last slides, purchase activity that will be done in transactional data. Like we are going to say, once we maintain all these data, we are going to do these transactions. PR, purchase organization, purchasing request, purchase order, sales order, invoices. So this will be done by SAP consultant. Okay. So this configuration we are going to do, this configuration we are going to do. So next we have customizing data. See, customizing data is nothing but same material data, vendor data, accounting data, and we have multiple number of data are there based on the company business. Okay, based on the company product. Suppose if any company is implementing SAP, before implementing SAP in the organization, SAP consultant should take the data. That data is customizing data. They need to take vendor data, material data, accounting data, pricing data. Okay. And what are all the processes they are using to procure the material, everything they need. Why? They need to customize with respect to SAP. That is called customizing data. Okay. Clear? Fine.